Welcome, welcome, welcome. Episode 17 of our Hero Quest painting series, where we're painting the rack and finishing up all the furniture and everything else we got to do. First off, I want to say, as always, thank you to our YouTube members. You guys are awesome. Let me know what you guys want to see next in the comment section below, or send me a message on Instagram. You know how to get a hold of me. If this is your first time at the channel, or if you've returned and have not hit that subscribe button yet, I don't know what's going on. Hit that sub button. Let's go. We got a ton of stuff to paint. We're not stopping. Without further ado, let's go. Alright, obviously the first thing we have to do is scrape off all of the mold lines. Now there's not a lot on this, but there was a couple that I found that I just scraped off real quick. Next, I'm utilizing my airbrush to give it a nice little black coat of black, but if you have spray paint, just use that. Next, I'm going to be taking some white from above, and this is the critical part of painting this miniature, is making this a zenithal highlight prior to painting, and you'll see why here in a second. Once satisfied with your white highlights, we're going to take some Spacewolf Grey, and we're going to be using a lot of contrast paints on this just to speed up this process a ton. We're going to use this on the marble slab that is on the top. That's how I interpret it, or like an old stone. Next, for the side portions of the stone of our rack, we're going to be using some Basilicanum Grey. If you want that to shine through with the light a little bit more, you can use some contrast medium or some lobby medium to kind of thin it down, or just some extra water if you don't have either of those, and let those highlights shine through. For all of our wood areas, to include the top of the rack, and the side pieces of the rack, we're going to be using some Snakebite Leather. For our torn cloth, we're going to be using some Flesh Tears Red. For our skeleton arm that has been stuck in the chains forever, we're going to be using some Skeleton Horde. For all of our metal pieces, to include the siding of our rack, the leg holders, arm holders with the chains, and all of the metal pieces on the top and the side of our rack, we're going to be using some Leadbelcher. To now dole down all of the metal pieces, we're going to be using some Nuln Oil. And while that's fully drying, we're going to take some Wraithbone and highlight up our skeleton arm, hand, and bone fragments just a little bit. To highlight up all of our metal areas, we're going to take some Ironbreaker and we're going to highlight certain portions, the rivets, the edges, on the inside of the raised areas on our rack. Nothing too crazy here. You want to leave some of that old looking metal with some bright looking metal, just to kind of mix it up. For our stone area, we're going to take some Dawnstone and just kind of dry brush that on there. And if you want to take it up just a little bit farther, as this is our last step, we're going to take some Adminastratum Grey and dry brush that on there. And that's it, you're done. Pretty simple, and that's why I love using these contrast paints. They really make it easier for us to put a nice looking miniature on the table without a lot of time. I was just kind of giving you some painting ideas, I guess you could say. Well, thank you for watching. If this is your first time at the channel, or if you enjoyed that episode, hit that subscribe button to see the next episode, as I try to get at least 2 videos out a week. But until next time, paint on.